Excuse me, she snapped, her voice razor sharp. What do you think you're doing? I finished buckling Ethan in and turned to her. Good morning. Just picking him up for school. Same as always. Linda's eyes narrowed as she glanced between me and the van's logo. Commercial vehicles aren't allowed in Silver Oaks. It's in the bylaws. Section 14, paragraph 3. She shoved her clipboard at me, jabbing a highlighted line. I stayed calm. I get that, but Ethan's family has an exemption from the previous board. Her lips thinned. I'm the president now, and there's no record of any exemption. Move this van, or I'll have it towed. This situation unfolded in a suburban neighborhood where a resident named Linda took it upon herself to confront a transport service that was picking up a child with special needs. Her actions not only disrupted the transport service, but also raised serious questions about community dynamics and the responsibilities we hold towards one another. The confrontation began on a seemingly ordinary morning when the special needs transport driver arrived to pick up a child for school. My name's Jake, and I was that driver. I'd been picking up 14-year-old Ethan, who has cerebral palsy, from his home on Maple Crest Lane in the Silver Oaks neighborhood. As I parked the van in the designated area and secured Ethan's wheelchair, a woman stormed across the street. In this particular neighborhood, the Homeowners Association has established regulations aimed at maintaining order and aesthetics within the community. While these rules are designed to promote a harmonious living environment, they can sometimes lead to misunderstandings and conflicts among residents. In this case, the HOA had specific guidelines regarding parking and traffic flow, which the HOA, Linda, believed were being violated by the special needs transport vehicle. It's essential to first grasp the role that special needs transport plays in our communities. These services are vital for ensuring that children with disabilities can access education, therapy, and social activities, providing them with opportunities that many take for granted. They are not just a convenience. They are a lifeline for families who rely on them for their children's well-being. This incident includes the concerned parent of the child who relies on the transport service, the driver of the vehicle, and, of course, the HOA Linda herself. She had a sleek auburn bob, oversized sunglasses, and gripped a clipboard like it was a weapon. "Excuse me," she snapped, her voice sharp enough to make Ethan flinch. "What do you think you're doing?" I kept my tone calm. "Good morning. I'm picking up Ethan for school, same as every weekday." She pointed at the van. "Commercial vehicles are forbidden in Silver Oaks. It's in the bylaws, Section 14, paragraph 3. Her clipboard nearly stabbed me in the chest as she highlighted the rule. I nodded. "I understand, ma'am, but Ethan's family has a variance. It was approved by the previous board." "I'm the president now," she said, lips pursed, "and I have no record of any variance. Remove this vehicle immediately or I'll have it towed." The driver, trained to handle such situations with professionalism and patience, calmly explained the importance of the service and how it was essential for the child's well-being. However, the HOA, Linda, was unyielding, raising her voice and insisting that the transport was causing a disruption. Ethan shifted in his seat, clearly distressed. I gave him a reassuring smile. "It's okay, buddy. We'll sort this out." As the exchange escalated, bystanders began to take notice, and tensions rose. Just then, Ethan's mother, Sarah, rushed out of the house, her expression full of concern. "What's going on here?" "Your transport service violates our bylaws," Linda declared. "I'm issuing a citation, and the van needs to leave now." Sarah's face was incredulous. "But we have a variance. We submitted all the paperwork. The board approved it unanimously." Linda crossed her arms. "I'm reviewing all prior approvals. Until I personally sign off, consider them void." For the child waiting inside the vehicle, the scene was distressing. The emotional impact on special needs individuals can be profound, as they often sense the tension and conflict around them. The child's parent, witnessing the confrontation unfold, felt a mix of anger and helplessness, knowing that their child's right to access necessary services was being challenged. I checked my watch. Ethan's physical therapy session was in 20 minutes. Mrs. Harper, I said, I respect the rules, but this transport is essential. Ethan has therapy today. Linda sneered. You should have thought of that before bringing a commercial vehicle here. Maybe you'd be happier in a less refined community. That was the moment something in me snapped. Not enough to lose my temper, but enough to push back. Mrs. Harper, I said more firmly, blocking special needs transport violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. That carries serious penalties. She scoffed. Don't lecture me with legal nonsense. I've served on 4 HOA boards. And I know my rights, I replied. I have a friend in the county's Special Victims Unit. They take accessibility issues very seriously. For the first time, a flicker of doubt crossed her face, but she doubled down. Call whoever you want. That van isn't moving. As tensions escalated during the confrontation, the special needs transport driver found herself in an increasingly precarious situation. The HOA, Linda's aggressive demeanor and refusal to back down raised alarm bells for the driver, who felt threatened and unsafe. After several attempts to de-escalate the situation verbally, the driver made the difficult decision to call law enforcement, believing that the situation could potentially escalate further. She felt it was necessary to ensure the safety of the child in her care and herself, given the unpredictable nature of the confrontation. I pulled out my phone. Hey, Tom, it's Jake. I've got a situation at Silver Oaks. Someone's physically blocking my special needs transport and refusing to let me leave. The address is 1423 Maple Crest Lane. Linda smirked. The police will back me up. I'm enforcing community regulations. I shrugged. Tom isn't regular police. He handles disability-related cases, and he has a knack for escalation. Her smirk faded. A neighbor in a bathrobe sipped his coffee and muttered, Maybe let the van go, Linda. Stay out of it, Greg, she snapped. This is why we need strict leadership. Involving law enforcement, particularly the SWAT team, in such a scenario is a serious step that carries significant implications. While the driver aimed to protect herself and the child, calling in a specialized unit for what began as a verbal dispute can lead to heightened tensions and misunderstandings. 2 cruisers and an unmarked SUV pulled up. Tom stepped out, all business. What's going on, Jake? I explained, and Sarah handed him the paperwork. Tom turned to Linda. Ma'am, are you preventing this transport? I'm enforcing bylaws, she replied, her voice trembling slightly. This vehicle isn't permitted. Tom held up the document. I see an approved variance right here. Blocking special needs transport is a serious offense. I'm just standing here, Linda protested. An officer stepped forward. Ma'am, step aside or we'll have to proceed. I will not, she shrieked. I'm the HOA president. Tom's tone hardened. You don't have authority to violate federal law. Move or you're under arrest. She balked. Arrest? I'm calling my lawyer. Tom nodded to the officers. Mrs. Harper, you're under arrest for obstruction of special needs services and disorderly conduct. As she was cuffed and placed in the cruiser, neighbors watched, some stunned, others silently cheering. The community's reaction to the driver's decision was mixed. Some residents expressed support for her actions, understanding the need to prioritize safety in a volatile situation. Others, however, criticized the decision to involve the SWAT team, arguing that it was an overreaction that could have escalated the situation further. From the view of the entire neighborhood, it sparked a broader conversation within the community about conflict resolution, the responsibilities of residents, and the importance of empathy in addressing disputes. Following the incident involving the HOA Linda, and the special needs transport driver, legal ramifications began to unfold. The driver, feeling threatened and harassed, filed a formal complaint with local authorities and submitted documentation to a disability rights watchdog group. Charges of harassment, obstruction of access under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and disorderly conduct were brought against Linda. In addition to the charges, it's important to note the legal protections in place for special needs individuals. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, individuals with disabilities are entitled to reasonable accommodations and protection from discrimination. This underscored the necessity of these protections, as the actions of the HOA Linda not only disrupted a vital service, but also infringed upon the rights of a vulnerable member of the community. Under Title II of the ADA, public entities and those acting under them, including community associations enforcing rules, are prohibited from denying access to services based on disability. Blocking a vehicle that provides ADA-mandated transportation services can be construed as unlawful interference, a federal offense in some jurisdictions. The Department of Justice guidelines support that any individual who intentionally prevents the delivery of services to a person with disabilities may be subject to fines or prosecution. Local prosecutors reviewed the incident in coordination with the State Attorney General's Civil Rights Division. Linda was required to appear before a judge, where the court issued a temporary restraining order preventing her from interfering with any transport or service related to special needs individuals. Due to the public backlash and legal pressure, the HOA board held an emergency session. By a unanimous vote, Linda was suspended indefinitely from her position as HOA president, pending a full investigation into her actions and previous conduct. During the meeting, several residents came forward citing prior complaints of overreach, selective enforcement, and intimidation. Linda's suspension sent a strong message throughout the neighborhood and beyond that no one is above federal disability law, not even an HOA board member with a clipboard. In addition to the charges, it's important to note the legal protections in place for special needs individuals. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, individuals with disabilities are entitled to reasonable accommodations and protection from discrimination. It underscored the necessity of these protections as the actions of the HOA Linda not only disrupted a vital service, but also infringed upon the rights of a vulnerable member of the community. It prompted discussions within the HOA about revisiting institutions' guidelines to ensure they are inclusive and considerate of all residents' needs. Some residents even proposed workshops on empathy and conflict resolution to foster a more supportive environment. It also underscores the need for awareness and education about the rights and needs of those with disabilities. Linda's actions serve as a typical example of how a sense of entitlement can lead to conflict and division within a neighborhood. When individuals prioritize their own interests over the well-being of others, it can create an atmosphere of hostility and misunderstanding. The incident involving Linda and the special needs transport driver serves as a touching reminder of the importance of understanding and supporting individuals with special needs. It shows the critical role that empathy plays in fostering an inclusive community. By recognizing the unique challenges faced by these individuals and their families, we can create an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. It served as a motivation for change, encouraging the community to reflect on its values and responsibilities toward one another. Many residents expressed outrage at the HOA Linda's actions, viewing them as a blatant disregard for the rights of a vulnerable child. Social media platforms became a hotbed for discussions, with local members sharing their opinions and condemning the confrontation. Some residents even labeled the HOA Linda as a symbol of entitlement, emphasizing the need for greater compassion and understanding within the neighborhood. Support for the special needs transport driver poured in from various corners of the community. Parents of children with disabilities in particular rallied around her, sharing their own experiences of navigating similar challenges. Many voiced their appreciation for the driver's professionalism and her commitment to ensuring the safety of the child in her care. This solidarity helped to foster a sense of common sense among those who understood the importance of accessible services for individuals with special needs. This collective response not only highlighted the residents' commitment to change, but also served as a reminder of the power of unity in the face of adversity. If this story moved, you don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful tales of resilience and justice. Your support allows us to keep delivering valuable insights and stories that inform and inspire people everywhere. Thank you for watching Work Story, and see you in the next one.